Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and I'm telling stories from my primary school. Now, I left primary school a year ago. I'm going into year 8 after the holidays. Just finished year 7. Let's get into it. That way, I hope. First story is my childhood boyfriend. You know, the one that you, like the first kid you see on your very first day of your first school, and you're just like, hey, you're a boy, I'm a girl, let's go out. And then you actually you might say hi every once in a while, that's it. Well, I had one of them, and in reception, he cheated on me, and I knew it, but I also didn't. I had no idea what cheating was, and he had 2 other girlfriends, and I was friends with them. He didn't know what cheating was either. And I can't remember what happened, but eventually I was his only girlfriend. In year 1, we had a table. There was 5 tables for the sets, you know, top table, brightest table. Red table was the top table, and not to brag, but I was on that table. There was me, my boyfriend, my mate, and her boyfriend. I said to my friend's boyfriend, marry me instead of her. And you know what he said? He said no, he rejected me. And my boyfriend was all like, oh no, you're gonna marry me. We're gonna have 8 babies. We're gonna live in a house together. We're gonna get married. You can't go out with him. I will not allow you to go out with him. Yeah, that's how it went. We were 5. In year 2, we never really talked anymore. I guess we just as a young child, you're not going to say, oh, I'm breaking up with you, do you? Because we never said that. And hopefully that doesn't mean we're still going out technically to this day. I really hope it doesn't. Oh God, please say it doesn't. Should I call him? Never gonna tell him about this day. Story 2 is about poo. So when I was in reception again, I was 4 years old, bear that in mind, 4, I'm only 4. And my parents had always wiped my butt when I went to the toilet for a poo. And this was at school. My parents weren't there. I had to go into full arm mode, talking to myself like, Daisy, you can do this. All this training that you've been practicing for, I don't know what training, but I'm just making things up now. Basically, I wiped my butt, and I heard my friend coming, and I shouted, oi, friend, is that you? And they said, yeah, who's that? And I said, oh, it's me, Daisy. And they said, oh, okay. And then I said, I need to ask you something. And I said to them, luckily no one else was there, can you look at my butt to see if it's clean? And they opened the door. They looked at my butt. They said, yeah, it's clean. But I didn't believe them. So I said to them, go get the teacher. My mate came back with the teacher, and through that whole time waiting, I was just stood there with my pants down, door open. Anyone could have come in And if they opened it, somebody from the outside could have seen. So that's weird. But then teacher came in and she said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I need you to look at my butt." And she said, "Okay, turn around." I turned around, I showed her my butt. She said, "It's clean." I still didn't believe her, but what else was I gonna do? I just had to believe them. On a poo related note, poo. My third story was in year 6. Last year, somebody in the boys' toilets, from what the teacher told us, had got a piece of poo and had smothered it on the toilet seat and all around the toilet. And when the teachers were telling us this, they were just like, "Okay, throughout the whole year we have been, oh, come on, give us a hug. Oh, you've been really bad. You just stabbed that person with a knife, but whatever. Go play out." They were just like very serious in the room. They were just like to everyone, even the girls, like, "If you've done it, you better own up now or else there'll be consequences." They were just like and the boys were just like red in the face, like from holding in their laughs. They're probably almost dropping down dead. Has there ever been that one day where you just show up to school like wearing something ridiculous? Well, I did. It was the Queen's birthday and it was non-uniform for school and everyone had to, they didn't have to. It's not like, "Oh, you don't dress in red, blue and white, the UK flag colours, you're going to prison." It wasn't like that. But I was determined to dress in red, blue and white. But I had nothing red in my closet. A wardrobe. Why did I say closet? I am not American. And so I picked out a dress that was white and blue. I put some lipstick, red lipstick, on my lips and cheeks. I was a living doll. And I went to school like that. Surprisingly, I didn't get any comments though. Everyone were probably sniggering behind my back though. Story 5. Have you ever called your teacher mum or something? Well, in reception, we were going to dinner and then I wanted my teacher, can't remember what for. This was years ago. I'm old. But I basically shouted, "Nana!" I was looking at the teacher. Teacher were looking at me. Everyone started laughing at me, including the teachers. That was a short story. Story 6. This was the time I got told off because of a piece of grass. So I opened my book and there was a piece of grass on it. I said, "Oh look, there's a piece of grass." Other kid made out like I was making a massive fuss about this piece of grass, but all I said was, "Oh look, there's a piece of grass." It was like, "Oh, I can't believe you're fussing so much over a piece of grass. It's just one piece of grass. Look, let me get it off." And he was blowing it, trying to push it, trying to get it off. Didn't come on. And then we had to write our title. Everyone did it, but I couldn't because this kid was trying to get a piece of grass off of my book. It still never got that piece of grass off my book. Maybe that grass is still there to this day. But the teacher came over and said, "Okay, who on this table has written their title?" Everyone put their hand up except for me and the boy who tried to get the piece of grass off of my book. I was just because I had never gotten told off before. We had this ladder system. There was a ladder of a green card, a yellow card, another yellow card, an amber card and a red card, and you started at the top and the naughtier you got, the further down you went. And nobody liked getting put on a card, even though it was just a card. like nothing was taken off of you. He said to us, "Put your name on a yellow card, you two. I am so ashamed of you." And I was just thinking, I don't like that boy. I just don't like him. Story 7 is my residential stories. These 3 stories are all short and they're all in my residential, so I packed them into one. So this one is about when a seagull nearly stood on my head. So we gone to Whitby, which is a beach. I bought some chips. I gave a girl one because she asked for one. Then a bird flew down and tried to eat it. And then I didn't see this, but everybody in front of me were just like, whoa, because a bird was like this, like above my head, like floating above my head, probably because I got chips. And so the teacher's like, shield your chips, protect your chips. By the way, if you live in America, chips are French fries. This next one is about a girl in my bedroom, sort of. I think it's like a bedroom where we slept, basically. So this one girl, well, everyone told her their crushes. No, I didn't have a crush, so I didn't tell her. Stood up and like got a blanket and like pretended they were like having their like first kiss. Like in front of her, she was actually kissing the blanket. It was a bit weird. The last story is about the disco. We had a disco on the Thursday night, which was the night before we left. At the end of the disco, not everybody, most of the year had a date, like they were going out with somebody. Because throughout the whole disco, everyone was just like, oh, will you go out with me? 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 And it seems like everyone said yes. When I got back to my bedroom, everyone was talking about their boyfriend. And one girl, her crush ended up going out with another girl. And the other girl's crush ended up going out with the girl who was pretending to do first kisses. And this girl looked out the window. Well, let me explain. The girls' bedrooms were here and the boys' bedrooms were on the second floor, like here. So it was like this. There's a building here, there's a building here. They were joined together, but it was like a bit sticking out here, a bit sticking out here. And this one's got 2 floors. The boys were on the second floor, the girls were on the bottom floor. If that makes sense. Well, anyway, so we were like here, the boys were here. One girl said to the boys up there, like, will you go out with me? That was the, let me explain again. The girl who liked one boy ended up going out with someone else. And her crush ended up going out with one girl, and that girl's crush ended up going out with the girl who just asking out her crush. There was another boy who liked her and she liked him. She didn't know who to pick, and then she ended up picking one, and the other guy was like crying all night. Apparently they could, like the whole of the boys' like bedrooms could hear that. Okay, I hope you enjoyed my primary school stories. That's the end. Bye.